Hello everyone. Let's start discussing the play The Rivals. First of all, dramatis personae, the list of characters. Among men, Sir Anthony Absolute, Captain Jack Absolute, Anthony's son, Falkland, Bob Acres, Sir Lucius O'Trigger, Fag, David, and Coachman. Among women, Mrs. Malaprop, Lydia Languish, Julia, Lucy, minor characters, maid, boy, servants, etc. The scene of action, a place called Bath in Britain. Time of action, within one day. In Act 1, Scene 1 of the play, you can see two servants meet unexpectedly in a street in Bath. They are Fag and the coachman Thomas. Both of them serve the same household. The coachman serves Sir Anthony Absolute, whereas Fag is the servant of Captain Jack Absolute. They meet unexpectedly. They are happy to see each other, and the coachman tells Fag that Sir Anthony Absolute, along with his entire family, has come to the city of Bath. Sir Anthony Absolute, an old man, he had already had a few fits of gout, and he thought that another fit of gout was coming. So in order to cure that gout or prevent that gout, he had come to the city of Bath. The hot springs of Bath were considered to be, the water from the hot springs were considered to be helpful in preventing and curing gout. So he had come along with his family. Captain Jack Absolute was already there in Bath, and Fag lets out a secret to the coachman that his master, Captain Jack Absolute, is currently disguised as Ensign Beverley. So we get to know all this information from the scene. Let us read it. Scene 1, a street in Bath. Coachman crosses the stage. Enter Fag, looking after him. Fag: what? Thomas? Sure it is he. What? Thomas! Coachman: hey, odds life! Mr. Fag, give us your hand, my old fellow servant. Fag: excuse my glove, Thomas. I am devilish glad to see you, my lad. Why, my prince of charioteers, you look as hearty. But who the deuce thought of seeing you in Bath? What a surprise. That's the idea. Coachman: sure, Master, Madam Julia, Harry, Mrs. Kate, and the postilion be all come. The entire household has come to Bath. Postilion is the person who guides a horse-driven coach. He is a guide. Fag: indeed. Coachman: aye, master thought another fit of the gout was coming to make him a visit. So he had a mind to give it the slip. Give it the slip means to prevent it. And whip, we were all off at an hour's warning. So the decision was taken immediately. At an hour's warning, everybody set off to Bath. Fag: aye, hasty in everything, or it would not be Sir Anthony Absolute. We get to know that Sir Anthony Absolute is known for his hasty decisions. Coachman: but tell us, Mr. Fag, how does young master? Odd, Sir Anthony will stare to see the captain here. It seems Sir Anthony had not been aware that Captain Jack Absolute was also in Bath, and the coachman says that he would be surprised if he saw Captain Jack Absolute there. Fag: I do not serve Captain Absolute now. Coachman: why, sure? Fag: at present I am employed by Ensign Beverley. Ensign is a junior officer in the army. Coachman: I doubt, Mr. Fag, you haven't changed for the better. Why did you leave Captain Jack Absolute and join as a servant with Ensign Beverley? Ensign is a much junior officer. He cannot pay you well. That is the meaning behind it. You did not do well to let go of the job with Captain Jack Absolute. Fag: I have not changed, Thomas. Coachman: no. Why didn't you say you had left, young master? Fag: no. Well, honest Thomas, I must puzzle you no further. Briefly then, Captain Absolute and Ensign Beverley are one and the same person. Coachman: the devil they are. So how come? That is the meaning intended here. Fag: so it is indeed, Thomas. and the ensign half of my master being on guard at present, the captain has nothing to do with me. So my master currently has two faces, two halves, ensign half and the captain half. The ensign half is currently active, he is on guard at present, so the captain has nothing to do with me. Now the servant Fag has told the secret to the coachman that his master is currently pretending as an ensign, Ensign Beverly. Coachman, so, what? This is some freak, I warrant. This is some spot, or there is some secret involved in this, I think. Do tell us, Mr. Fag, the meaning of it. You know, I have trusted you. Fag, you will be secret. Thomas, will you keep the secret if I tell you? Coachman, as a coach horse, I'll be as quiet as a horse. I will not share the secret with anyone. Fag, why then the cause of all this is love. Love, Thomas, who has been a masquerader ever since the days of Jupiter. Love, ever since the olden days, prehistoric days, is known to be a masquerader, a pretender. There is always something hidden in love. A masquerader, it means a pretender. It could also mean a person who participates in a dance with a mask on. So love has been known to be a masquerader ever since the days of Jupiter. There is something secretive about love always. Coachman, aye. I guessed there was a lady in the case. But pray, why does your master pass only for ensign? Now, if he had shammed general, indeed, he should have pretended to be a general who is higher in rank than a captain. Now, why is your master pretending to be an ensign, a person of a much lower rank? Fag. Ah, Thomas, there lies the mystery of the matter. Harkee, Thomas, hear me. My master is in love with a lady of a very singular taste. That's a peculiar taste or a peculiar wish. A lady who likes him better as a half-pay ensign than if she knew he was son and heir to Sir Anthony Absolute, a baronet of 3,000 a year. This is a lady who prefers a half-pay ensign, a poor person, to a rich heir, a rich aristocrat. So he is pretending to be Ensign Beverly. Coachman, that is an odd taste indeed. എന്തോ പ്രശ്നമുണ്ട് വളരെ ഓഡായിട്ടുള്ള ടേസ്റ്റാണ്. But has she got the stuff? Mr. Fag, is she rich, hey? Fag, rich? Why, I believe she owns half the stocks. Zounds, Thomas, she could pay the national debt as easily as I could my washerwoman. She has got so much money with her that she could pay the national debt as easily as I could pay my washerwoman. She has a lapdog that eats out of gold, a golden vessel. She feeds her parrots with small pearls, and all her thread papers, that is paper used to keep thread, are made of banknotes. So this is a very exaggerated account of Lydia Languish's fortune. Fag gives Thomas a very attractive account of how much money Lydia Languish actually has. Coachman, bravo, faith, odd. I warrant she has a set of thousands at least. But that means she's really rich. But does she draw kindly with the captain? Is she kind to the captain when he is disguised as Ensign Beverly? As fond as pigeons. She is so fond of the ensign. Coachman, may one hear her name? Fag, Miss Lydia Languish. But there is an old tough aunt in the way. There is an aunt who is in the way of their love. There is an old tough aunt in the way, though, by the by. She has never seen my master, for he got acquainted with Miss while on a visit to Gloucestershire. So, Captain Jack Absolute had met Lydia Languish while on a visit to Gloucestershire. Mrs. Malaprop, who is the tough aunt mentioned, she has never seen Captain Jack Absolute, disguised as Beverly, of course. We'll continue now. The coachman, well, I wish they were once harnessed together in matrimony. I wish they would get married as soon as possible. But pray, Mr. Fag, what kind of a place is this Bath? I have heard a deal of it. Here is a mort of merrymaking. Hey, mort means a lot of, a great deal of merrymaking. So this man, coachman, is asking Fag, I have heard that Bath is a place meant for a great deal of merrymaking. Is that true? Fag, pretty well, Thomas, pretty well. It's a good launch. This is a nice place. In the morning, we go to the pump room. Though neither my master nor I drink the waters, the pump room is the place from which the medicinal water of the hot springs is pumped. After breakfast, we saunter on the parrots or play a game of billiards. So they roam about in the parrot ground for some time or play a game of billiards. At night, we dance, but damn the place, I'm tired of it. Their regular hours stupefy me. Not a fiddle nor a card after 11. At night after 11, you can't find anything to do. No merrymaking is allowed. However, Mr. Falkland's gentleman and I keep it up a little in private parties. I'll introduce you there. So, even after 11, Mr. Falkland's gentleman refers to Mr. Falkland's valet. And I keep it up in private parties. We engage in some private parties. I'll introduce you there, Thomas. You will like him much. Coachman. Sure, I know Mr. Dupayne. I know the valet, Mr. Dupayne, who is Mr. Falkland's gentleman. You know, his master is to marry Madam Julia. Falkland is about to marry Madam Julia, who is the ward of Sir Anthony Absolute. Fag. I had forgot. But Thomas, you must polish a little. Indeed, you must. Here now, this wig. What the devil do you do with a wig, Thomas? None of the London whips of any kind, of any degree of ton, wear wigs now. None of the coachmen in London, however fashionable they might be, none of them wear wigs now. So your head without the wig is the new fashion. Coachman. More is the pity, I say. Odd is life. When I heard how the lawyers and doctors had took to their own hair, I thought how 'twould go next. Old rabbited. Odd rabbited. That's an oath. When the fashion had got foot on the bar, I guessed it would mount to the box. I'll explain. Here, the coachman is not very happy about giving up his wig because he is a bit conservative. He wants to wear his wig. And at that point of time in Britain, lawyers and doctors were slowly starting to give up their wig. They liked to look in their own hair. I thought how it would go next. I knew this would soon spread to the coachmen also. Whatever the doctors and the lawyers do, the coachmen also follow suit. I thought how it would go next. Odd rabbit it. Odd rabbit it is an oath. നമ്മൾ ചെറിയൊരു എന്താ പറയുക പിറുപിറുക്കുക എന്ന് പറയുന്ന പോലെ തെറി എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്ന സംഭവം ഓഡ് റാബിറ്റ് ഇറ്റ് വെൻ ദ ഫാഷൻ ഹാഡ് ഗോട്ട് ഫുട്ട് ഓൺ ദ ബാർ ദറ്റ് ഇസ് അമംഗ് അഡ്വക്കേറ്റ്സ് I guessed it would mount to the box. Box refers to the coachman's box. So when I heard that this fashion of giving up wigs was gaining popularity among advocates, I knew that coachmen were also going to do the same. But it is all out of character, believe me, Mr. Fag. And look here, I'll never give up mine. The lawyers and doctors may do as they will. Let them give up their wigs, but I am not going to give up my wig. Fag. Well, Thomas, we'll not quarrel about that. Coachman. Why, bless you, the gentlemen of their professions been it all of a mind. For in our village now, doff means though, Jack Gage, the exciseman, has taken to his carrots. Carrots means red hair. He has given up his wig and he has taken to his red hair, natural red hair. There is little Dick the farrier, swears he'll never forsake his bob. So even among the professional people, there is some disagreement over whether the wig should be given up or not. The exciseman, Jack Gage, has given up his wig and he shows off his red hair. But little Dick, the farrier is a person who acts as a physician for horses. The farrier swears he will never forsake his bob. Bob means a bob wig. Though all the college of physicians, should appear with their own heads. So, even though most of the physicians are giving up their wigs and appearing with their own natural hair, the farrier, Little Dick, has sworn that he would never forsake his bob wig. So, there are lots of disagreements among people. Fag, indeed. Well said, Dick. But hold. Mark, Thomas. Coachman. So Fag was showing Thomas something. Coachman, Zooks, it's the captain. So Captain Jack Absolute passed that way. Coachman, Zooks, it is the captain. Is that the lady with him? Zooks is a swear word that means God's hooks. God's hooks stand for the nails that were used while crucifying Christ. So, God's hooks is a swear word. So, as the two people, Fag and the coachman, are talking to each other, they see Captain Jack Absolute going that way with a lady. And Fag, he draws the coachman's attention to Captain Jack Absolute. See, the captain goes. And coachman, he sees the captain along with the lady and he wonders if that is the lady with whom Captain Jack Absolute is in love. Is that the lady with him? Fag, no, that is Madam Lucy, my master's mistress's maid. She is Lydia Languish's maid. She is not the lady love of Captain Jack Absolute. They lodge at that house, but I must after him to tell him the news. Lucy stays there, so that is why they are going that way. I should go after Captain in order to tell him about the arrival of his father into the city of Bath. Coachman, odd. He is giving her money. Well, Mr. Fag. So the coachman sees Captain Jack Absolute paying money, some tip to Lucy. So he says, odd, he is giving her money. Well, Mr. Fag. Fag, goodbye, Thomas. I have an appointment in Guide's porch this evening at 8. Meet me there and we'll make a little party. Exeunt severally. Both of them leave the stage. Guides stands for Guides Assembly Room. Guides Porch stands for Guides Assembly Room. With that, we are coming to the conclusion of Act 1, Scene 1. We'll start the next scene in the next class.